Hi, are you currently looking at your phone wondering if your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your ex, whatever you want to call them, is going to call you or text you, or maybe you know you should be not waiting for that text or not looking for that, but there's an open loop in your head and it's like, oh, you know, that you want them back on some level. You want the relationship to be back the way it was. The struggle you're going through with your ex is killing you inside slowly, and you feel terrible. You feel like your entire life is turned upside down. Maybe you're showing up to work mopey, unable to get in the game, wondering what is the meaning of life. Maybe you're in bed right now watching Netflix or HBO, disconnected, feeling like there's some sort of vacuum sucking you from the inside, some kind of deep void that you can't explain. Have you felt this before? Have you called all your friends up and told them, oh man, all about your problems and all about your ex and how they have all of these issues, and you just can't let the subject go? As soon as someone mentions love, you feel like shit. You are 100% crazy about what's going on. You're considering talking to a counselor even. Maybe you have already talked to a counselor. You're reading books on breakups and stuff like that, looking on Amazon.com to see how to get over a breakup. You've clearly turned to a video like this. One, if you're a subscriber of mine, maybe because you want to see what I'm going to say on the subject, but if not, likely it's because you yourself are going through one of the worst pains and experiences you've ever experienced. My name is Jacob Adams, and I'm the creator of evolutiontraining.net, and I also wrote a book called Your Divine Romance, as in our own divine romance. And today I'll be going over a few of the steps, about 8 steps that you'll need to take in order to start cleansing yourself of the past. Now, right now, if I was right where you're at right now, a few times in my life, but specifically the last 2 years ago, if I was where you're at right now, let me just tell you, my friend, that I know. It's tough, right? It's tough. I'm not going to get into too much of my story, what happened with my ex, but I'm sure actually you might want to hear that because you want to see if other people feel like you. And the truth is they do. We do. People do feel like you do. You may even be thinking about, God forbid, you've thought about hurting yourself. You know, maybe going into a stupor, drinking up a storm, going to party, and maybe even hurting yourself permanently. Whatever that is. Driving recklessly, whatever that is. Having promiscuous sex, just giving yourself away. You know, your self-esteem's in the toilet, and maybe you don't even want to face this. For a while, over the last 10 years prior to these last 2, let's say before these last 2, prior to, the reason I wrote Your Divine Romance is because for a big part of my life, I felt great about relationships. Even the ones that ended, I was very confident and bounced right back up and went from one relationship. I just started dating soon. One of the girls I happened to rebound with told me when I confronted her about rebounding, she goes, I don't like the word rebound. I think that's just the way you get healed. And so there's so many different ways to cope with breaking up that what I'm going to do today is give you very healthy ones. Very healthy ones to break up, ways to break up. Okay, so I ended up eventually dating the girl that was the fun, party, wild, seductive, beautiful little number, and she wore mini skirts and she knew how to be fun loving, and she was very intimate, and it was everything that made my life feel great for a while. And then once I eventually, actually, through a lot of research, came to the conclusion currently that she struggled with her own insecurities, as we all do. And I think with her, she had something called, it was like a up and down. Like some people might call it bipolarism, where they're never really there's not enough steadiness. We'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get into talking too much about somebody. That's not what this is about. This is about you and your healing. But I will just say that it was very difficult to get along with somebody, and that made me have to walk away from something that, was there some kindness there? Was there some love? Was there some joy there? Yeah. But I found myself just drowning in a pool of hurt and a pool of pain and agony and depression, battling depression, and it was the most toxic feeling I ever had. And I think part of the reason is that for the first time in my life, I had opened up to being a very loyal, very kind, very loving person. I didn't want to use ego. I didn't want to have control for a while. I wanted to just give into the romance and the potential of love. And while those are good feelings, I think I did it with the wrong person. And that's my current conclusion after 2 years. Of looking back and looking at all my life, there was some people that I think would have been a better choice to be that with. Be more loving, be more trustful, be more trusting, be more open to, and I wasn't open with them. And I think I just was open with the wrong person. And while she's a great person unto herself and she could be a great friend, if we would have not been intimate, we could have gone along great as friends. It just didn't happen that way. And here I am going through the 8 steps of how to get over a breakup. Now, this video is only for people that are going through a breakup, because it's going to get detailed, and I'm willing to bet if you have the pain you feel right now, you're gonna appreciate this, okay? So let's get right into it. Now, by the way, what's happened now after following these steps over the last 2 years? Again, this isn't gonna. If you have real pain, if you really feel like crap, I wouldn't expect a day-to-day just bam. You could, hopefully, if that's you, great. I'm just saying, realistically, this is what I've seen, okay? So now, I'm now in a position where I'm embracing new life, and I'm over my ex, and 2 years have gone by since we've separated or gone our own ways, going on 2 years now, and she actually lives about 5 minutes from me, and I'm not interested to see her. I don't drive by her house. She's invited me out for coffee. We've seen a little bit each other this year, and it hasn't been like, oh man, I can't wait to see her again, or I can't wait to be intimate with her. I see her now like a person that I know now. After 2 years, I see her now just like a person I know, and I want the best for her. And so it's a big change from the guy that was depressed, showing up to work mopey, not knowing what I was going to do, wondering, just horrible. A lot of the stuff we talked at the beginning. So step 1 that you're going to want to do is wean off over 2 weeks. Okay, so tell your significant other, and this is a tip I got from Neil Strauss. Tell the person, hey, text them or call them, however you want to tell them in person, that over 2 weeks you're going to break up, and for 2 weeks you can talk to them. If they ask something important, tell you to get it out over 2 weeks. Obviously, if they cross a boundary, like be disrespectful or hurtful or whatever, tell them, hey, but let them know this is a breakup that's going to be occurring, and give them 2 weeks to say what they need to say, and slowly wean off. Like, start bringing down the time and conversations and text over a 2 week period, and then stick to it. And then what I did after that was I kind of cheated a little bit, and I said, look, 90 days, we're not going to communicate much. And I stuck to it. That we didn't communicate very much. Okay? That's a very important part. If you can make it through those first 2 weeks, those 90 days, that's going to be a big step in the right direction. Okay? Huge step in the right direction. Again, tell them the boundary. We're going to break up over these 2 weeks. If you have something to say to me, if you want to send some text, we can communicate a little bit. Let them know there's going to be a weaning off process as to which, after that, the communication stops, and you got to prepare yourself. Okay, so 2 weeks. Now this comes from Neil Strauss. I implemented it. It's good. Okay, and then I went to 90 days, and from there, by that time we both knew. Did we have some good times after that? Unfortunately, I say it unfortunately, but yeah, we did. But we still broke up. I ended up knowing it was the best thing to do. I moved to Austin, and I let her know, like, this is the best thing to do. Okay, hypnosis. There's an app called Hypnosis and Closure. So there's an app called DigiPill, and DigiPill, you can download that on iTunes. DigiPill, DigiPill. I specifically recommend the closure track. It may cost you $3 to $4. I don't know, maybe $5. The download is free, and then you just pay for the tracks. I've got all of the tracks. Okay, I really do, and I've used it a lot, and you're gonna like it. My ex happens to like it as well, that girl. Now, that said, I'm recommending it to you because there's a closure one, and I think it really helps you start emotionally letting go on a deep level. Okay, and then number 2, set up a meditation practice. Meditation is, there's different ways to get into it. I'm gonna let you you can get my book, or you can look at some of my videos, or you can just go How to Meditate. Brendan Burchard has a release technique. Look at that. Okay, but that was so helpful. Meditation was actually so helpful, so I'm going to recommend it tremendously. Okay, I did a 60-day meditation thing, and a lot of people aren't going to do it, but hopefully you do meditation. And I teach meditation. I'm very passionate about it. I'm only sort of running through that one because a lot of people might say, yeah, and I'm giving you stuff that you can do for sure. Okay, like these are things that you can do, and hopefully you do meditate. Cathartic creation. Let me ask you something. Number 3, if you could do, one of the questions I got around that time was, if you could do something and not fail, if you could do anything and not fail, no limits and no failure, what would you do? One of the things I wanted to be was a world-renowned DJ. So I brought down my expectations a little bit, and I became an author. I wrote Your Divine Romance, right? So I took the energy, and my book came from a place of that level of wanting to achieve that, and it went into developing the relationship with myself, because I felt that was the one thing I needed to do and I was avoiding. So I wrote a book, and it was a cathartic experience, and I took a lot of the hurt, a lot of the fuel, and let it course through me. I created a book. And so the hurt you have right now can and will likely become fuel for you to push forward. You have to let it. You have to let it help you create good things. Harness it, okay? Step 4, confidence. Okay? You're going to want to build your confidence. How? Trust yourself. Whatever you got right now, when I asked that question, what was it? Was it to write a song? Was it to write a book? Was it to start a business? Was it to get closer to your family? If you have kids, get closer to I don't know but trust yourself enough to develop that process, okay? Start building your confidence, okay? Build relationships. Build healthy relationships. Build people around you that support you, that want you to grow, that they're not trying to just give you everything you want just because you want to hear it, but are there knowing that you're going through something and they want to see you come out of it, okay? So build healthy relationships. Go to church, whatever you got to do, okay? And then, okay, so that we'll say that one here. Okay, confidence. Number 4, do whatever you got to do to build your confidence. Working out, eating right, energizing, meditation, whatever. 5, get a coach. This is so essential. At the beginning of the year, at the beginning of this year, for example, every time you get a new coach or your current coach pushes you a little harder, that's going to be so good for you to keep propelling forward, okay? I wouldn't be making all these videos if I didn't have coaches, if I didn't have direction, if I didn't have clarity. Your coach is going to help you draw a line in the sand. This year, for example, one of my friends was giving me some guilt and shame, and I just was like, look, dude, I don't need this. I'm working with a coach. Like, this talk, she didn't even probably mean to be toxic, but she was being toxic. And that's just sad. It's sad, but it's true. She was being toxic, the friend of mine, but she didn't know it. You know, you draw a line in the sand. A coach will help you be accountable, help you know, look, you made a decision. Stick to it. Make a decision and keep going. This is such an important thing, drawing a line in the sand from your past life, with your ex, and now move forward. You're going to have to move forward. It's going to be painful. You're going to have growing pains. You're going to have doubts. You're going to have insecurities, things that come up. That's why meditation is so important, okay? Get a coach. You know, so you can, one of the things, yeah, of course, I'm a coach. I can help you with this, obviously. Go to evolutiontraining.net and get a free training. You know, my number's 512-994-7328. If you want to text me and say, hey, I'm going through a breakup, I'll set you up on a program to help you walk through the process. I'll give you everything I can. I'll give everything I can to you for free. And then if you want to go into some deep training, I'll do whatever I can. I want to help you. Okay, but maybe you want to help. You can go to Brendan Burchard. You can go to Tony Robbins. You can go to Jim Rohn's stuff. I just get someone that wants to help you break through this trauma. Okay, I'm not joking about this. Okay, avoid, set boundaries. All right. So number 6, avoid the ex. Avoid them and set boundaries. Avoid them and set boundaries. In other words, you're gonna need to avoid that ex. You need space, like for real. I don't care. I know you're going to want to think, I know it's going to be so tempting right now to think, well, maybe we could still be friends or something like that. And some of you are going to be like, oh, I'll never want to see him again. Like, the middle ground is good, where it's like, no hatred, keep space. Just you do you. You got to bring it to you. Unfortunately, and here's the hard truth. Unfortunately, my friend, the chances of you having a good friendship with your ex really are slim. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying they're slim. Usually, as you want to cultivate new love in your life, 99% of the time, 95, I don't care the percentage, 90, 95, you pick the number that seems reasonable. Most of the time, you're not going to be able to salvage that friendship. That sucks. It sucks. I have 3 real exes that I consider exes. I have closure with every single one of them, even the girl I'm talking about right now that I just went through. She lives 5 minutes away. I have closure. She lives 5 minutes away. Cannot be real friends. She's not a friend on Facebook. Even if we see each other right now, there'll be fun, there'll be laughter, it would be like a really cool conversation. Even then, we're still not friends. Like, not good friends. Okay, so I'm letting you know, that's a hard reality, that when it happens, when you come to that part of yourself where you kind of have to come to grips with that, that's gonna be challenging for you. It is for most people. That's okay. You're gonna get through it. Okay? You're gonna get through it. Little by little, little by little, little by little. New relationships, new friends, new support systems, new philosophies, new creations. That let it fuel you, push you forward to the next level of yourself. Let the pain push you to the next level of yourself. Okay? Okay, so forgive yourself. If you do end up talking to them or hanging out with them, like, you're not going to be a perfect person. I had moments where I relapsed and would, talk to them, and, it's tempting. Like I said, they're going to have temptations. You may even want to reach out to them. Change your number. Set boundaries. Change your number. Okay, like, I'm telling you the real stuff here, dude. Like, for real. Like, this is real. I'm not giving you philosophy right now. I'm giving you functional strategies. Change your number. Set the boundaries. Forgive yourself if you do relapse a little bit and you get a hold of her, and then maybe you see him or her or whatever, and you hang out. Maybe you even have sex. Like, just keep going to the breakup. You're gonna have to keep going. It's gonna suck. That you're gonna learn. You'll learn that you'll learn twice before opening your heart up just to anyone or your body. You will start learning. Okay. Embrace new life. Number 7. There's a new life coming. Start embracing it. I'm creating videos these days. I've got a company I'm building, evolution training, I'm scaling. I'm doing so many different things now. I just wrote a song last night with my friend. Embrace your new life. Focus on that. Focus on what you're developing. Harness your mind. Get some coaching. Okay, meditate. It might take you 6 months, a year, 2 years.